What I'm going to try to do is try to repair this driver's side seat belt. One of the things you can, this side here, it contains a set of ball bearings that they're basically fired when the airbag goes off, and that prevents the seat belt from going anywhere. So this is a really good sign. The other thing is you can, if you shake this, and you don't hear a bunch of ball bearings shaking all over the place, that means it's the airbag has not been deployed, which means that these don't have to be reset. But you may notice this is good. I'm going to try to see if I can, yeah, that's good. Okay, I'm going to try to install this, I think. Because I think that is actually working. Strangely enough, this thing will jam on you if it's not the right, let me, trying to figure out if this is actually working correctly. It seems to be. And it might slow down when there's an appropriate amount of tension in the seatbelt. This is the entire seatbelt. So it could be that this is actually correct. So I am going to try to install it back in the car and see if it's working. All right, here is the seat belt. I've got it upside down. Here's where the hook is, right here. The hook hangs it right here, and then I need a 10 millimeter with a washer to fasten it here. And then the bottom, that's a much bigger I think that's a 14 millimeter, not positive. Okay. Oh, this will work. I need to reattach this. I think I'm going to pull this out to reattach it properly. Okay. All right, so this, I think I have to pull back on this. Yeah. I'm going to get a 10 millimeter, and I think a 14 millimeter to continue this. I'm going to tighten down the 10 millimeter. I grabbed the 12 millimeter instead. That's okay. I'm going to tighten down the 14 millimeter. I need a shorter extension. Actually, I can just probably do without the extension at all. And now, I need to go get the 10 millimeter because I grabbed the wrong one. Here we go with the 10 millimeter. Okay. Now, this goes up here. Okay, I think I'm missing a washer. Let's see if I can find a washer. And the problem here is I have a lot of different kinds of washers. Oh. I did not track the washers carefully enough. So now let me see if I can figure it out from the other one. Should be very similar. It already has both a spacer and a washer. Actually, it's got a couple of spacers right here and then a washer on the very cap. So I think I can go ahead and screw this, tighten this. It goes right over here. If I can finger tighten it to get it started. No, I don't think so. Seems to be going. Now let's tighten it. Okay, there's a cap that goes over this. And I know I have it somewhere, I just don't know where it is exactly. So, next step. Move this back. So this comes over like so. Clips into here. This comes over like so. And I'm gonna have to do a little research to figure out exactly where this goes. Oh. Huh. I will be right back. Okay, my previous experiment led me to believe that I didn't need to readjust this, but I was wrong. It's not quite working yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove this cap here. And the way you do that is by attacking the angles, the edges. And you just kind of pop them off if you can. It's giving away a little bit. I don't want that sudden give to break anything or have me drive the screwdriver into my hand. Okay, I'm going to go with something that has a larger blade. Hold on. Okay, I have a larger blade, but it's too wide, so I'm going to use both of these. This has a very narrow blade, very thin blade. There we go. And then I can rock it back and forth. And I can see
fatigue setting in on the side, so I back off a bit. I want to break the plastic. Because I need to reuse it. Okay. I'm not making a lot of progress. Let me go get my trim puller. With the trim pullers, I have a little more fewer more options. It is a large blade, but I think we might be able to pry some of this up and get the trim tools into it. Trying to figure out why they made it so hard to get this thing off. I imagine because it's not supposed to be user serviceable. But their technicians have to work on it too. I wonder if they have special tools just for this. Okay, this is my widest blade. Maybe I can get it in there. I mean, I've got it in there, but it just won't give. What happened? Oh, it just snapped closed again. Okay. I might ruin my controls with that. I might do this off camera. That was hard, but I did get it off. So here's the piece right here, and there are three, they pop into these three holes. There's 1, 2, 3. So you have to, I probably damaged them a little. If you can focus in on those. And I snapped them off. This hole, and there's a hole right over there. The remaining hole is right there. But I had to get to this. Now, the next piece is this, and this piece here is kind of, it should pop right out, but it actually prevents this guy from twisting. You can go that way, but you can't go the other way. And this is an interesting little piece here. There's a tiny ball in there, and it's actually gravity. It's controlled by gravity. So when the seatbelt is hanging up like this, the ball is down and does not apply a force to the little locking mechanism. But if it is upside down or on its side or something, the ball slides down and prevents this from, it jams this into that, so this thing won't turn at all. Okay, all right. Boy, that was harder than it needed to be. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to retract the belt by turning this guy here. And I'll need to have this mounted to do that. Okay, it's really hard to turn this thing here with this in the way, so I'm going to have to remove it. In order to remove it, I need to push in those yellow tabs on either side, and let me see if I can do this, and then push it out. Reaching in. Oh, can't get my fingers in there. I have to use pliers to do that. All right, it came out. All right, now what I should be able to do is twist this up. Okay, so this is really interesting. It's too dark. I need to shine some light on this and get a better angle. Okay, so when I try to twist this, there's a number of things working against it. This thing here will slide down into this lower position, and that should let it spin freely. But I also need to hold this in the right position in order to wind the seatbelt in. Because right now I'm having a hard time. And I think I'm going to try to set up a better way to film this because I need 3 or 4 hands. I've removed this cover from there to reveal this, and I'd like to remove this so I can spool up the seatbelt. As I turn this sprocket here comes okay. I keep expecting this to all spring out at me as I turn this. I think I can get this piece out, hopefully. Here, let's try this. I'm gonna push this down. That's not working either. Huh. All right, how do I get this out of here? Does this flip up this way? Nope. Does it come out this way? Maybe. I don't want to break this. This looks like this punches all the way through. I don't want to break it. I've got it gripped by a vise so that I'm holding the seatbelt in the correct orientation. As I twist this around, you'll notice there's a little notch there that comes further down, but then it gets stuck before it goes further all the way out. And I think if it went all the way out, that would actually help me. So I'm going to try to help that along. I can't close the vise all the way because of this. There's a nut down here. A bolt. I keep saying that. It's a bolt and a nut. Actually, in this case, it's just a bolt. I'm not sure exactly what the hang-up is here. Okay, maybe. Nope, force isn't helping. All right, let's see if we can. I've seen other people remove this piece here. Not sure if they broke anything when they did. Okay, it's free from that, and now the only thing that's holding it in is this little guy right here. Oh, wonder if this spring has anything to do with it. I'm going to do more research and see if I can figure out how to undo this. After some research, I'll just redo this video. I've put the seat belt on in a vise to hold it up the way that it will be installed into the car. I removed this piece here. I removed the this thing here, which fits in here and stops this from going this way, clockwise in this case. If it's not in the correct orientation, you'll notice the little grabber here, when it's in the correct orientation, will just fall right down. When it's not in the correct orientation, it'll spring up, which stops the counterclockwise rotation. All right, so at this point it says to just pop this out with a flat tip screwdriver. And I'm kind of nervous about this, but they say go ahead and do that. It does not want to come out. There we go. And there's a set of 2 springs. I just grabbed this spring, which will go right in here. I don't know if you can see that. It goes right in. There's a little hole there. It goes right in there, and it will rest against that. Okay. Next bit. This spring here. I'm wondering if this twists at all. Let me try to see if it twists. If it twists, it would make it a lot easier. Nope, it doesn't twist. Okay. All right, I'm going to try to remove this spring if I can. There's a spring on the other side. Man. I feel like I'm going to break something. Okay, you go out. You go out. This is the last little bit that's holding this in. Why is it fighting me like this? All right. What's going on here? More research. After some research, most of the videos I've seen, you just pull this, but that's not going to work in this case because this is actually, it acts like a nail head, and it stops this from coming off, which means I have to move it over to this area in order to pull it out. But that is easier said than, ooh, that thing is gonna pinch my fingers. Said than done. Huh. I think it might be easier for me to work on this if this is flat on the table rather than in an odd angle in the vise. So I'm gonna move it to that. All right. I kind of had to muscle it in. Here's the plastic piece, and I sort of had to force this. It wasn't, this is, this piece here is what prevents the wheel from turning if you get into a crash. But I kind of had to muscle it to get it to the outside edge so I could pull this off. I've saved the spring that was inside of it also. And then I had to move this from the outside. It was sort of wedged from the outside. And now I'm going to see if I can, oh, it's not pulling tight, it's not doing anything. This might just be, where's the spring that does that? I'm pulling up on this. Hopefully it will start spinning, but it's not spinning. I'm afraid I'm just not that much of an expert on seatbelts. Seems to get stuck right here. Doesn't want to move forward, doesn't want to move back. No matter how many videos you see, it's never quite the same as doing it yourself. There's some kind of surprise waiting for you. This part here, which is the piece that slides out as centripetal force forces it out, it jams into the gears on the outside, and it stops the the entire assembly from rotating clockwise, which is what I want to do in order to cinch in the belt. So I put a rubber band around both of these guys to keep them close together. And we'll find out if that's going to work or not. I suspect it seems to always get jammed up at the same spot. And I'm not sure exactly what's causing that. Ooh. All right. I need to clip it. Hold on. Let me grab a clipper. I've grabbed a brand new clipper and not too clever for myself. Okay. Let me grab a second clipper so I can stair step these. Have we come to the very end? I don't think so. I think it's got more to go. I am getting close to the end. Boy, that is sort of filthy. All right, I think I've hit the end. You take a look at this. One of the things that's kind of interesting is how dirty the belt is. Not only that, but take a look at the mechanism that pulls it in. That's all caked with something. I'm not exactly sure what that is. I think my next step is to try to clean that. See if I can clean it to give it a smoother action, because it always seems to stop at the same spot. That's all for today.